Morning, guys. John Forex Fire here. We've gone a little bit crazier this morning with the test, and I'm just going to open everything up, share the screen, and I've started them off early. So yesterday, what we done was just maximize that. We went to £105 worth of profit. Today, we're eating right into that. I've just gone all out, and I've kept the same parameters as yesterday. And we've got the AUD USD, the Euro AUD, the Euro USD, the AUD GPY, Euro NZD, and GBP AUD. Based upon the strength stuff, it's a little bit earlier than normal that I would enter, to be fair, but I just want to test something else today. From there, one of the trades already, which is the GBP AUD, this one here has already hit the 10 pips. So again, it has taken, now I just want to show you what I mean by a double safety net. It has taken £5.56 of profit, okay? Closed so much of that out. Now this comes back and it's a trailing stop loss. It's going to take £4. So even though it'll take £4 off from the stop loss on that trail, and you're still going to be £1 out in profits, you know, it's just going to, as it goes further, it's going to give you an extra amount, if that makes sense. The more pips it gets, the more the trail and stop goes. So we'll see how that goes. We've got a couple of others which are in a couple of pips of profit. We've got it so it's going to breathe on the markets. We started at around about £105. We've banked £5 odd of profit, so that's took it up to 110. We'll see how the test goes today. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. Right, so as you can see, guys, I've picked a lot more pairs than what I normally do. Okay, so we've more or less got the trade management sort of locked down, if that makes sense, where we've got that safety net where we have it at a 20 pip move to break even and a few more pips, but I've got the lower safety net where it goes into a partial area before the first TP. So the halfway point, which is 10 pips before the TP1 of 20 pips, I'm taking a 0.10 of the profit out. So as it trail and stops that, if it does come back before it actually hits the first TP to move it into break even in a few pips, that trail and stop has moved a little bit. But even if that comes out and it closes out on that negative area, you still end up in a positive balance. It sounds strange, but it's a system that I've got that does and is working at the moment. Just as an example, what I'm going to show you, we've got the Euro AUD, okay? That's actually moved. If we go to account history, the Euro AUD, there we are, has taken £5.50, okay? So the Euro AUD here, if this was to come back, let's take a look. It's going to close out at minus 17 pence. So even though that's a minus, you've still banked so many pips, and the initial big take profit have moved to above break even isn't until sort of 20 pips. So it's trailing it as it hits the partial area, if that makes sense. At the moment, we've got two areas that have been in 10 pips of profit. I'm going to let it run, see what it does, and then I'm going to go through the what we call the Argo Guardian. Okay, so when we do forward test this, it's going to allow you to be able to not only protect the account as of the account manager, exit manager side, but also we have an EA which we can introduce, which collectively protects the whole of your capital as well. I'll go a bit more in detail with that a little bit later in the video, because the kids are still up. It's 10 to 8. I'm getting in on the trades earlier than what I generally would have done, because I don't normally wait till after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. But there is some movement on the currency strength, as Andy's kindly putting here. I'm getting into some of them, and we're going to see how they move pre-London Open. Okay, so I'll be back in a moment. Right, guys, so the beauty Let's get my handsome Geordie face a bit bigger. The beauty of using this with the exit manager, you're setting everything up. You've got what I call that double safety net. We started this morning on £105 worth of profit. Okay. We've got 2, 3 have stopped us out. Oh dear. However, look at this. We are now £175 in profit. So again, it's working fantastically well. There's 3 of them has went to 10 pips. So they've got the 3 safety nets. So what we've got, if it comes back, we've got an extra nearly 20 quid there. We've got nearly, let's have a look, extra 8 quid there. And then, let's have a look, an extra 25 quid there. So even if those ones come back, worst case scenario, there's another 30, 40, 50 quid. So if they come back to hit them stop losses, the advantage of that double safety net. And we've still got breathable space on the markets of them 40, 30 to 40 pips of stop. Okay. This morning, I've not used the ADX. Okay. I've had a few people asking about that. It's just more or less for trend. If anything, I will do a separate video on that. But today was this video today because I've had 2 successful days and really successful days on setting everything up. I've only been picking 3 trades or so at a time. I've ramped the experiment up. So what I mean by ramping the experiment up, I feel as if I've got the exit manager where I need it to be. It's a case of not increasing the pips because day 1 we were on a low sort of lot size. Day 2 we ramped the lot size up a little bit, and then we fine-tuned and fine-tweaked the exit manager, so I was able to, like I say, halfway to TP, the TP area, which would have moved the SL to break even, I factored in a trailing stop instantly. So when it got to the partial of the halfway point, it would take a part of the partial off the table. So even if it came back into drawdown, by the time it hit the SL from that 10 pip area, yes, you would lose money, but you took partial off the table, so you would still be in profit. So mathematically, there was method in the madness. You know what I mean? So from there, because we had such a good 2 days, I've come in today thinking I've got everything set. So I thought, put all the eggs in one basket. Let's try and stretch the elastic band as much as we possibly can to see if it'll snap and feel. See if there's a cutoff point where we just can't stretch it anymore. And at the moment, based upon what we've got, we're doing fantastically well with this today. Again, we've got nearly 15 pips, 35 pips, 44 pips there. And the gain on this, it's banked 175. It's banked altogether for the last 2 days, going into the 3rd day today, £175 profit. Okay. I do think that will go up, depending on if the structure holds on these couple here. Because at the moment, the stop loss on this one, it's going to give an extra 30 quid now. Stop loss on this one, extra 80 quid. Stop loss on this one, an extra just under 30 quid. So there's nearly 70 quid there as well when it comes back on itself. So today, the testing has been fantastic so far. Fantastic. So what we'll do for the group, I'll do a separate video. Okay, I'm going to do a separate video, especially for the Discord, on the exit manager and the settings I've got that I've been using from yesterday and today. And I'll do screenshots of those. But not only that, I'll do this Guardian manager, which protects the whole of your account. Excuse me. It protects the whole of your account as well. Okay. So with that in mind, test's going absolutely fantastically well. It looks as if we're floating profit-wise. It looks as if we're going to double the profit size again, based upon what we've just done there, the day, and I couldn't be any happier with that, to be fair. It looks like we're hitting the sweet spot. We're hitting the sweet spot. We'll be back in a short while. Right, guys, so at the moment, let's just share the screen. I've had another one stop me out. This was on great pips, to be fair, but it's come back and stopped out. Again, remember, we started the day on £105 profit. We've smashed through, doubling that again, once again today. And the 9 o'clock session hasn't even come in yet. And I'll say that again. 9 o'clock session has not even started, and I went and smashed through doubling my target. It's fantastic using this trade manager system with it. From there, guys, I've got good profit here, good profit here. Got a couple out of in drawdown at the moment. If I wanted to, I could quite easily close these out and be happy for the trading that I've done for today, without the worry of having to get into a 9 o'clock open market, without the worry of having to look for pips on the New York session. Double the profit. It only took me, I've been up no more than what, 40 minutes, 40, 50 minutes, and I've exceeded more than what I would have expected, or more than what I wanted to for the day, which for me is absolutely fantastic. I think what I will do, to be honest, I'm going to close. Let's have a look. Or should I? Let's close some of these out. That's going to bring the profits down a little bit. So that one's closed out. We've got a couple that's around about 10 pips, minus 10 pips. So I can live with that. The minute they go to around about 20 pips, I'm going to be looking to closing them out, to be fair. So I'm going to manage the trades a bit more than what I want. I want to try and end this session well over £200, to be fair. And I've got no doubt I'm going to do that, to be honest. Let's have a look. So the USD card that I had on, cards, USD, they're pretty bunched up together. USD card. So I'll close that out as well. I'm going to be eating into the profits a bit at the moment, but I'm still not bothered. We're still above the £200 mark, to be fair. We'll close that one off. I'll keep the odd USD going because the odd USD, the odd's still pretty weak. It's on the bottom. So I'm going to keep them running. Again, as we stand, okay, the parameters, okay, guys, the parameters, and I'm going to put this on here so you can see it. Exit manager, okay, so if I just put that on here, these are the parameters I have. So it's 20 pips, okay, to break even. So when it gets to 20 pips, the pips above break even will be 3 pips, okay? However, this is where it's a game changer for me. I've been risking a 0.25 per trade at the moment, okay? This will change, obviously, because you need to factor in what your balance is and your lot sizes is, okay? So I've got a 0.25 on a risk at the moment. When it gets to halfway of that TP area, I want a partial taken. So when we get to 10 pips, I'm closing out just below half of the trade. So a 0.10 is being closed. Now, the reason why I do that is because as it pushes on a bit more and the trail and stop goes with it, okay, the trail and stop will generally be just below the break even. Because you've banked half of your pips, okay, or thereabouts, because even though the trail and stop is just below the break even, If that was to come back and hit you out and cause a loss because you've banked a certain quantity of the balance of the profits, okay, you will still end up in profit. Now, I know that's hard to understand, but on those settings that I have, it does actually work that way, okay? So the halfway point, or the point of no return, even if it was to come down and crash back out, you will still grab a minimal amount of profit, okay, which is absolutely fantastic. However, if it pushes on and exceeds everything and it continues to go, okay, not only will you have banked that bags of profits, you then actively start seeing the SL moving with the pips that grows. So in this instance, this here is above break even now. So if this comes back and crashes out, let's see if I can get it. It's going to give me, let's have a look. It's going to give £13.80 guaranteed on top of the stuff it's already banked. Okay. So the Euro GBP at this moment, let's have a look, see if I can find it. It's already banked a tenner. Okay. If it comes back, worst case scenario, it's going to bank another £13.80. So there's £23, £24. It's banked just using the exit manager. Okay. However, if this continues in a strength pattern and it pushes higher and higher and higher, where I've got it at the moment, which I don't think it'll get to there, it's going to give £134. Okay. I do believe it's going to go to the ADR high. Okay. We've got the same, let's have a look. We've got the same with this. This is heading towards the ADR high. At the moment, there's 30 odd pound of profit. Okay. Euro chef, let's see what that's give. That's give around about £7.74. If it comes back and stops us out, it's going to give an extra £30. So there's £37 taken off the table with that. Okay. At the moment, we started at £105 of profit. Okay. It's banked certain pips again, hence the 0.15, the 0.25. When it banks 0.10, so it takes down to 0.15. It's banked, so they're safe, and it's grew the accounts by what? Just if we take away the 100, we take the 5 away from the 105. Not going to split hairs because it's on 162. Okay, it's banked around about 60 quid there, right? So you're looking around about £58 if you want to be pedantic and just have it spot on. So it's banked this morning £58. Now, bearing in mind, yesterday and the day before, so 2 days ago was the first day we done this, I banked 50 quid. Okay. Yesterday, I doubled that. I banked another 50 quid. Today, it's banked 50 quid guaranteed. Okay. From there, guys, it's went and it's exceeding 234. So we have doubled, we're more or less doubling the account each time. And I really do hope that these just continue to go up. We're going to see where they go. This is floating at around about 70 quid of profit. I could be quite happy to close that out with you. In fact, I think I might just close that out and I'll start another video for the New York for the 9 o'clock session. So I'm gonna stop this video and we are going to encode this for today. And if I've got enough time, I'm going to start a new one off for the 9 o'clock start today. Okay, so we'll close these off. So we've ended up from £105 profit to 240. Now I'll do a video this afternoon on what we need to do to set everything up. Okay, guys, so I'm going to stop the share. And that's been a good session, very good session. Within an hour, taking an extra 100 odd quid profit. Okay, so I'll see you all later, guys.